Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. Today is November 1st. I'm kind of behind the ball. I usually pre-plan these things, but I am ready to jump in and do Paycheck 1, which is kind of strange because the checks that my husband gets on the 1st of the month are government checks, and they actually gave it to us on Friday night at midnight. And so it's been in the bank. It's just sitting there. But now I'm going to plan it, budget, and go ahead and go run the numbers and see where we're at and see how it's going. It looks a little different than I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to show you a correction, an error I made in my closeout video for Paycheck, because there were two items that actually cleared the bank that I just did not realize or notice, and boom, there we are. Just completely kind of messed my numbers up for just a minute until I realized what I had forgotten. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this. We're going to go ahead and put in the income section, and then we're going to go into the totals, and then I'm going to list out all the bills that are going to go for just Paycheck 1, and all our spending categories for Paycheck 1, and that'll be our bills and our expenses, and we'll be set to go for at least the first 11 days of November. So let's get started. Okay, I am back. So I have my Paycheck 1 budget sheet ready. I'm ready to kind of jump in and dive in the numbers. But before I do that, I do want to show my Paycheck 3 from October. Paycheck 3 from October is what where my numbers come from when I roll over my balance forward to the budget on the next month, because this was the cash sitting in my bank account before the deposit hit, and this is what was left from the previous month. So I always want to make sure that carries over, because I don't zero out my account or move that money into savings. I just kind of leave it as a little bit of a buffer. And there were two items that cleared, and I just didn't catch it before I did my last videos. So Paycheck 3, this was the income was correct. Everything that I had listed that came out. And then I forgot I wrote this check. I wrote this like over a month ago. Probably end of September, going into October. Yeah, definitely over a month ago. Trail Life, it was check 201. It was $40, and it was for the cost of the entire year of him being as a member of Trail Life. And so these little annual expenses come up. And then the travel expense, I didn't see it right away. And then when I went back and looked today, it actually was posted on the 29th, and it was $100 in addition to the let's see, is it on here? No, it's on Paycheck 2. In addition to the $250 we had done on Paycheck 2 in October for travel expense for my husband. This was to close out his meal, what he owed for his meals on the ship, and then he will be doing a travel claim soon, and then that will come into the next paycheck, and I can replenish the savings account with that money. So yeah, that's where that came from. And so that lowered what I balanced forward to $53.93 instead of the I think it was $193.93 originally in the original video. Now it's down to this number, and this is a very accurate number. I ran the math compared to my bank balance right now with all the deposits and anything outstanding, and this is the number I came with as well. So we are check and check. So this is my new balance forward number from Paycheck 3 of October to begin November. So that number is very important to have when you are budgeting, so you can have a correct balance as you budget. So I'm just going to go ahead and write the number here while I still have it out. $53.93. There we go. Now I can put that paper away and not have to think about that anymore. I was stumped for a little while there. I was like, wow, what did I do wrong? I don't remember missing anything, and I thought I had all my ducks in a row, and apparently a couple got away from me. So, but the first thing I always try to do, balance forward. And this is just any money left in the checking account that will be included in the next month. It's the buffer, the checking account, it's a rollover, whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. And I think it's very important to have a little bit of cash above and beyond whatever you are paying for in your budget, just sitting there protecting the bank account, just in case like I did, I forgot that there were a couple items about to clear, and I didn't go back and double check that they had cleared or if they were clearing in the next month. So that was excellent that I did have that number and that cash was sitting there when those cleared, and I still had a little left over. So the next thing we have is my husband's military retirement check. He is a veteran. And if you are a veteran, thank you for your service. And if you are spouse or family or children of veterans, thank you for your service and supporting our veterans. So thank you for all of you. And it's an amazing lifestyle. It's a difficult lifestyle, and the sacrifices we all make. But you know what? You guys are amazing, and I love you guys. And I thank you for everything and all the sacrifice that you do. So military retirement, he was 20 years Navy. And he gets a pension check every month. It is $1,497.18. We do live in the state of Virginia. They do take taxes out on retirement checks for veterans, and we also have our medical expenses taken out. So the original amount is a lot higher than this, but the other things come out before we actually get what's left. So that is what's left. Let's see. We're getting VA disability. And that's just when he got out of the Navy. He went to the VA. They did a head-to-toe examination and x-rays and all the things to see what damages being active duty did, and they're compensating him for that, and that's what VA disability is. And then also VA education. So I'm going to put /edu. He has taken a class this month. We will see another deposit, but I have not seen it yet. And once he does his first week of class this month, and it's only one class he's doing this month, there should be a deposit. And if there is, we can put it in the actual column when the money actually hits the account. But for right now, I'm just putting the VA disability, which is $2,160.18. And I will add that number plus whatever the VA education is together to get my actual later, once I do my paycheck to paycheck from closing out Paycheck 1 and setting up Paycheck 2. And we'll see that then. The next thing I have is rent and dividends. So rent, our son pays us rent. He gets SSI money. He is autistic. He cannot work or has not been able to find work. So it's that will work with him basically because of his disability. And so he gets government checks, and then he pays us rent, and we buy groceries and pay the utilities with it, and his medical insurance with it. In addition to that, I add the dividends from our checking account. And it's a extremely low yield checking. We only get like 3 pennies, I think, this month. So I'm going to go ahead and put the actual that we got, since I already know the number. The rent is $664. And we got 3 pennies for having a checking account and leaving cash in there to pay our bills. So this is the cash I am working with right here, right now. And this is what we're going to total up for our budget for Paycheck 1. All right, so our total for this month income for the Paycheck 1 is going to be $4,375.32. There we go. So that's what we have right now. And now I'm going to move on to our expenses. So our first expense, and I think today I'm just going to go through them and write what it is and tell you the amount as I go along instead of fast forwarding through this time. So here we go. We have our mortgage. And our mortgage is $1,990.98. That includes homeowners insurance and property tax. I think our actual just principal and interest is just over $1,500. The rest of it's tax and homeowners insurance. The next thing I have is helping hands. This is our tithing to our church for the military retirement that we receive, and we do $200 there. Next thing we do is Greater Europe Missions, and this is just the acronym for it, GEM. And we do $231.75. Now there's a processing fee when we do this, so 225 of it goes to the actual missionaries that we are supporting overseas, and then the rest of it is a processing fee. We do not make our missionaries pay the processing fee because it's on a card. But we do pay for it for them. So that's where that number comes from. And this is actually a tithing for the VA disability. And that's what, these are things that we've prayed upon and that God led us to, and this is what we do. So that's just how we live our life. And we really love it. We love giving and seeing such great, amazing things in our lives just because of these two things as part of our life. It's just been so fulfilling and so amazing. So if you give, whether it's to the Cancer Society, autism research, or any kind of anything that you support and you love, the rewards and benefits that come back to you are tenfold. They're amazing. These are just some of the things that we love. Now we do others. We may not list them all here, but we do others. But these are the ones that we have regularly occurring as a bill in our accounts. Let's see. Humana Health, that's my son's insurance. And that comes out of his rent that he pays us right here. So, and it takes up almost all of it. And it's going to go up in January. I can't get my month straight. Yeah, in January it's going to go up like $15. I'm like, great. So there we go. That's that. $459 is what he's paying right now. And then, let's see. Boss Land and Lawn, I do know. I think we're going to get our grass cut one more time this week, and then that'll be done for the winter, and then we'll probably have them do some mulch and work on the some of the landscaping around the house, and then we'll see them again in the spring. So definitely this for now is all I'm going to budget. Geico, that changed. Our Geico insurance went up. No real reason other than I think it's just time to adjust things and price and cost and stuff like that. So that is now, let me see here, $122.34, I do believe is what the amount is. If that's not right, I will adjust over here in the actuals when that comes out because it's auto draft. But I'm pretty sure that's the number. Hopewell is a counseling service. And they're a Christian counseling service, and my husband and I go there because they're amazing, and we want to keep our marriage strong and moving forward. We were having a lot of issues for a lot of years, but recently we've hit a turn, and it's been amazing, and I'm really excited to share that. But I've been hinting and teasing that I do want to start a second channel, which is going to be scripture writing only and talking about spiritual things and God and things like that. And I would go more in depth about that as my testimony for Hopewell and things in my life on that channel than I would on here. But here I do talk about it because I do pay them, and it is out of pocket. They do not take insurance. That way they can still do the faith-based boundaries that we're looking for and still support us as counselors. So I'm really excited. I really love this company or this missions. It's an amazing organization. So we really do enjoy that. And so the next thing we have coming up, and I might have to look this up, so just give me 1 second. Okay, I am back. So the next thing I have listed is my spending categories. So we're going to fill that information in here, and I had to get my weekly check-in. So my weekly check-in, I always lay out the numbers of how I'm going to spend each week, and that's in my notes section after week 5 in my weekly check-in. I haven't set up my weekly check-in yet except for this part. And I am increasing the total monthly budget to $1,200, and I'm increasing the gas budget to $350. And these numbers reflect that, and it tells me what days of the week, what week, and then how many days in that time period I will budget for each. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to set this aside so I can read it as I'm working now. For Paycheck One covers November 1st through the 11th. So that's what we're working here with. So I'm just going to mark that right here, November 1st through the 11th. And because that's what we're working with, I originally had here $300 for groceries on the first week, and then I did another $225 for second week, going all the way up to November 11th. Oops, that is not the right number. Let me try that again. 300 plus 225. All right, so that's $550. So grocery household, is $525. And hopefully that'll get us through. We'll see. I'm not doing HelloFresh anymore. My husband and I are doing research on meal planning and supporting each other in better healthy eating and all the things since I've gotten my diabetes diagnosis, and he's back and we've talked about it some more. It's going to be a big transition for the both of us. We haven't quite started off really good, but we're working on it. So we'll be working on that, and then I need to get restaurants. I am still Aurants. I have to spell out loud to remember how to spell things. I am going to keep the same amount as far as the monthly. I'm just hoping that over time I can consistently see us eating out less and then I can gauge how much less, so that we can see how much to reduce the eating out category. I don't want to reduce it first and then keep going over just because we can't get things straight. So we're going to go ahead and keep that the same. So I have, for the first 4 days, I put 130, and then the 5th through the 11th, I put 130. So just to make it even. And so that's the first 11 days. Will we use all that? I really hope not. I really hope that we can pull and create this as a way of saving money, and we'll make it a challenge and see what we can do with that. Or if necessary, we can make it where we can buy healthier groceries that it costs a little more, and that's where the money will come from. Okay, after restaurants, we have miscellaneous. In that miscellaneous category, I have $220 at $110 each time. So that's what that's going to be. And then gas, I have $70 a week. So gas, and that will be $140. Even though this is not a 2-week, week 1 and week 2, week 1 is just the first 4 days of November, and then week 2 is the 5th day to the 11th day. So I have it broken up in smaller chunks because the way I actually, let me see if I can find my weekly check-in to show you. When I do my weekly check-in, it is for a calendar time frame that is from Friday to Thursday. So as you can see here, Monday is the 1st, and then I'll weekly check in for the first 4 days. And that's just because part of it was in October and part of it is in November. So that's why I call this week 1. And then the 5th here, do I have it too high? Yeah, 5th here to the 11th for that next week, for the other 7 days. That is going to be week 2, and then this starts week 3 here, and then so on and so forth. So that's how I'm going to run my calendar this month, and I think it'll work out fine. Not a problem. So, let's see here. So it looks like I have everything listed. All I need to do now is go ahead and get my calculator and total these numbers up and see how much my expenses are, and hopefully I can stay within this budget doing that. I'm pretty sure I did, but let's just double check. So I'm going to total this up and I'll be right back. right, it looks like we squeaked in there with the budget, so we're good to go there. Total expenses, let me pull this up so I can write this down, is going to be $4,314.07. I'm going to make that a negative, and then I'm going to add this number here, $4,375.32. Here we go. So we have $61.25. That is our buffer. I mean, if we had to, obviously I just put a good amount of money into savings for our emergency fund. But the $61.25, we should be fine. And if I can save in the restaurant category, we'll be really good. I think we have enough for groceries to start out to really kind of stockpile a good amount of food. I just bought groceries yesterday under the October numbers, so that's fine. And we're going into the 1st of November with groceries. So I think we'll be okay with these numbers and everything will work out good. So I'm going to zoom out and we're going to close out this video. So I'll be right back. There we go. Paycheck 1 is all set up. It's for the 1st through the 11th. I have all the bills that need to come out, all the spending categories that need to be taken care of, and all the income that is coming in or has come in. In fact, all of this income is already in the bank account, so we don't have to wait for anything. Everything's already there. Just because it was posted a little bit earlier than the 1st, that was because the 1st was a Monday, and a lot of times like government checks and stuff like that, like these are, I think every one of these is a government check, and that was just what was sitting in the checking account. So it was either a retirement check from the government, or it was a disability check, or my son's Social Security check. So those kind of things were coming in, and here we go. And this just covers the first part of our month. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this month. My husband's home. I'm very thankful for that. And this is the time of Thanksgiving. So yeah, I'm excited. In fact, my son had a day off from school, which was kind of nice too. So we are having a good start so far to November. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.